Very cool to see. Fine, it's not doing
Stars, we all very cool.
I was so mad.
Who should do that now? Really entertaining. Slide to the right.
Mike is on. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like to welcome you all to our retirement celebration right here at the end of school year 13-14, which is rapidly vanishing before our eyes. It's practically over. And we're glad to have a retirement celebration and a graduation in the same week. Sort of the same thing. Those of you who are retiring from the School of Hard Knocks, which is a much tougher assignment than just high school. I congratulate each of you, and I thank you for being here, family members, colleagues, friends. Just want to point out that cumulatively, our group of retirees has over 450 years of service to the community. I'll leave some retirement money in the account for those of us who aren't quite there yet. You have all persevered. You've done a great job, and we really appreciate everything that you've done. Again, we welcome you to our celebration tonight. Before we move on, I'd like to recognize, I think, two of our board members are here tonight. Ms. Patricia Fluker. And Ms. Mary Williams, I think she has a comment or two that she'd like to bring to the attention.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm hoping the fact that I can't see my notes means I'm getting closer to retirement, but about you. I'd just like to briefly say on behalf of the Hattiesburg Public School District Board of Trustees, thank you so much for years of service, for the impact that you've had on the children in Hattiesburg. Congratulations on your well-earned retirement. I hope you enjoy it. And thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I certainly want to welcome all of our retirees and their families here tonight, and certainly our board members. We certainly appreciate you all coming out to celebrate this exciting occasion for those that are retiring. We know that this is just a new direction for you. We know that you're at a point now that you want to go in another direction because life is certainly will move on for you. I watched my wife retire. She did absolutely nothing for about 2 years.
Thank you.
So I'm sure that option is there for many of you. Some of you probably will be like me, can't do nothing. And so that will be a struggle for you to transition, and I understand that. Some of us retire for different reasons, support for others, transitioning, some other reason that may have caused that, and we understand that. But I do know that it's going to be a new space for you, and whatever the case may be, we are here to support you. If you always want something to do, we have 9 schools, and you know where they are. And whatever you want to do, you're welcome at any day. Your badge will always be active. You don't have to worry about whether or not can you come in. Certainly, the doors will always be open to you to come anytime. I want to read a quote to you that by Maya Angelou. She says, "Hold nothing back," and that's what I'm sure many of you have done. And as a teacher working with children, you will continue to do. It says, "I'm a teacher. I teach all the time, as you do, as all of you do. Whatever you know it or not, whether you know it or not, whether we take the responsibility for it, we will always be a teacher. We will always be an educator." And I'm certainly, when you work around children, you will see that place in your space as you continue to move, and you will continue to model, and you will continue to be the teacher that you've always been, the educator, support person that you've always been able to do here in supporting our children to be successful. I want to thank you for the years. I have over 460-something years of commitment here, and that means a lot for the small amount of people that are represented here today. That's a lot of years, of commitment for the students in this community. Again, thank you very much for your commitment, and we look forward to supporting you in your success. Thank you.
Okay, our dramatic selection will not be here this evening, so we are going to move straight into recognizing our retirees. When I call your name, please come up and accept the gift that we have for you. This will be your opportunity to come up and say a few words if you choose to. You don't have to, so still walk up just in case you say, "I don't want to talk." You don't have to, but we want to give you that opportunity to say a few words about your experience with us. The number of years that you see on the program represents the total number of years that each of these individuals have worked. Some of these individuals are not here, but we're still going to call their name in recognition so that others will know, too, that they were a part of the program. Our first honoree is Mr. Frank Adderholt, who had 26 years, and Mr. Adderholt is not with us today. Our second honoree is Mr. Audrey Barnes. Our next honoree is Miss Peggy Marzell Bryan, who has 16 years. She is not with us this year. But let's give her a round of applause. Our next honoree is Miss Marilyn Cannon with 26 years.
I think everyone knew I probably would. First of all, I want to say to Hattiesburg Public School District, thank you for allowing me to work in your system, to educate your children, to do the best that I can. And to my Burnings family, I want to say, I know you love me and I love you back so much. And I'm so glad that I had this opportunity to work with you all and to do the things that I thought I was trying to do. And, you know, it's just a wonderful thing to really work with children. You learn something new every day. You think you're teaching them, but you know, you find out at the end of the day, they taught you a few things. So thank you so much. And you probably haven't seen the last of me, but I might do like Miss Bankers a couple years.
Our next honoree is Ms. Mary Cooley with 18 years, and she is not with us today, but let's give her a round of applause. Next is Mr. Howard Dick with 10 years. And he is not with us tonight as well. Next is Marsha Hester with 16 years, who is not with us, so let's give her a round of applause. And next is Miss Bonnie Hill with 29 and a half years. Miss Bonnie is not with us tonight either. Next is Elaine McGee with 43 years.
Well, I guess I have to set the record straight. I wish 43 years, but it's only 31 and a half. And I guess I got the two Elaines mixed up. But I want to say that I just want to thank Hattiesburg Public Schools for allowing me to spend my last 15 years here. And I really enjoy working with my principals, Miss Martin and Miss Large, and then Miss Martin is my sped director. And I just want to thank everybody. I enjoy working with the children. And maybe I might come back.
Our next is Miss Elaine Ogden, and I'm hoping this is correct, 43 years. She is not with us. Next is Miss Mary Spencer with 27 years, and she is not with us this evening. Next is Antoinette Tony Stewart with 17 years. Next is Ms. Linda Anderson Summerall with 28 and a half years, and she is not with us this evening as well. Next is Ruth Claire Thompson with 25 years. Let's give her a round of applause. Next is Vernell White with 13 and a half years.
Speed. This was Angela. She was the first speaker.
Next is Flora Woodland with 26 years.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Kimberly Tufts with 14 years. And our last honoree is Dr. Carol D. Russell with a total of 54 years.
I just did my prepared speech here of 30 minutes. No. I would like to say to all of you, friends, that it's been a wonderful, wonderful session for me for 54 years. This is one of the best places that you can work. I love Hattiesburg, and I've never had an unpleasant moment here. It's just been a joy ride. All my friends, thank you so much for your support. Won't you come see me when I cut the grass?
Thank you. Next, we'll have closing remarks by Mr. Jason.
Before I go on, I see our friend from the city, Ms. Valerie Arnold, is here. Would you like to come forward and say something?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Mayor Dupree is not able to be here this evening, so I'm here on his behalf. But it's one thing I want to say to you guys, and this is coming from Valerie. I applaud you. I think you guys are great. You are not paid enough money for what you do. And I couldn't do it. I love kids, but I love them from a distance. I had a brief session with working with Hattiesburg Public Schools when I first moved back to Mississippi. It was good. It was interesting. But my sister, Cheryl Outlaw, whom you all know, she told me one day, she said, "This is not for you." And she was absolutely right. But I do want to say this, is that on behalf of the city of Hattiesburg, we do appreciate your services that you have provided for our school district over the years. We appreciate the wisdom that you have shared with our kids over the period of years. And I know under no uncertain terms that they have learned from you all. And those of you who are still here, please keep up the good work, okay? So that I can come back hopefully again and say, I applaud you. You guys are doing a great job. And we and the parents in the city really appreciate you and your efforts. Thanks.
Thank you.
I see that we have Attorney Percy Watson with us. Thank you for joining us tonight. You care to say anything?
No, sir. Thank you.
You're going to offer the opportunity. I appreciate that. Thank you all for joining us tonight and coming out and letting us be a part of your retirement as you transition to whatever it is you would like to transition to. That's one of the best things about retirement is that you retire from having other people decide what you're going to do with your time. Somebody told me recently that when you retire, have a plan. Have something that you're going to intend to do. You know, there's a quote that says, the best time to start thinking about your retirement is before your boss starts thinking about your retirement. I know that most of you will exemplify that, and that we hate to see you go. We hate to lose your experience and your skills and your passion in the classroom or in the other areas that you may be involved in transportation, in in the maintenance departments and other departments we have. We need good people in the schools, and you have spent your time and career with us, and we are indebted to you. And like Mr. Backus says, we are always ready for you to come back and lend those to us again. But we understand that they are something that we only borrow from you, and we borrow from your experience. But we appreciate you sharing with us. And one last quote from Emerson Fosdick says, "Don't simply retire from something, but have something to retire to. If that is, as some folks have been pointed out, doing nothing, then good on you, and I congratulate you and hope that you enjoy that. But if there is something that you would like to do or you feel is unfinished or that you can still share and contribute and build with us, then we invite you to come back and do that. So thank you. Enjoy your retirement, and please enjoy the refreshments that we have here tonight and fellowship with us. And thank you. Good night.
Yeah, I see that too. I may have to talk to Vicky. Just respond and detail specialist position for federal prosecutor. That's what my name is about.